Come in. Welcome. I am E.G. Marshall. Welcome to the sound of suspense, to the fear you can hear. Our tale is a blood-freezing story inspired by a nursery rhyme, a sweet, simple song. Ring a ring of roses, a pocket full of posies. Achoo, achoo, we all fall down. It sounds young and innocent, doesn't it? But it is very old and very sinister. For the ring-a-ring of roses were the splotches that first appeared on the faces of those afflicted during the Black Plague. The pocketful of posies were the herbs that were carried, hopefully to ward off the fatal disease. The sneezing sounds, achoo, achoo, were the sounds of the final spasms. And we all fall down was, well, you can guess. Our mystery drama, A Ring of Roses, was written especially for the Radio Mystery Theater by S.J. Wilson and stars Glynis O'Connor. I'll be back shortly with Act Two. Do you believe in reincarnation? Do you believe the dead return? We have to believe it, because here we are, the reincarnation of radio drama. We hope you'll keep us alive.
Hey friends, if you're enjoying Mystery Theater, if you're liking Mystery Theater, if you're loving Mystery Theater, and want to access ad-free full-length episodes instead of the multi-part version you're hearing now, you can subscribe to mysterytheater.substack.com. Again, that's mysterytheater.substack.com. You'll help keep us alive.
Is you alone? I don't want to disturb your mother.
My dear, you're not disturbing me in the slightest. This room has no secrets. Its acoustics are incredible. I'm Helena's mother.
Hello, Mrs. Ralston. We've just had a very unusual experience. Laurie's pretty badly shaken by it.
Yes, so I see. Helena, why don't you take Laurie to your room, let her refresh herself? Perhaps Mr. Williamson will tell me something more about what's happened?
I think the police should be notified at once.
The police? Here? Did you have an accident?
Well, not exactly, but we happened to see something that can only be described as gruesome, I guess. And the police should be notified.
Mother, do you think... Helen, dearest, this is not the time for speculation. I shall be glad to have the deputy's office call. But can you give me some indication of what they're to be told? We don't like bothering our officers unnecessarily. They have enough to do as it is.
But someone's just been murdered.
Oh, no, not again.
What?
Now, Helena, restrain yourself, dearest. Laura, you say someone's been murdered? Who?
We don't know who he is, but he was trying to whip a young woman.
And Mr. Williamson, she took an axe and killed him.
No. How could you?
I was praying that it wouldn't happen to you.
Oh.
Poor Laurie.
Now, why don't you young people make yourselves comfortable? A glass of sherry might calm you.
But, Mother, you told me that it would never happen again. That thing.
Helena, I said I had taken every precaution not to have it happen. But who am I to promise I will control the uncontrollable?
Are you saying that this has happened before?
Laurie, maybe Mrs. Ralston wants to explain.
Well, not really, but I feel I'm obliged to. However, it is difficult. How does one explain the inexplicable?
I think they're ghosts.
There are no ghosts, Helena. Dr. Medvig, the last scientist I consulted, said it was undoubtedly an instance of photosensory projection. Helena pooh-poohs it, but has either of you ever heard of that discipline?
Vaguely. It once came up in a course on parapsychology that I had at school.
No one has ever proved PSP, Mother.
Well, they've never proved ESP either, but a lot of serious scientists work with it.
But George, what does that photo whatever mean?
It's quite complicated. Photolysis is the means by which light can affect the arrangement of chlorophyll grains in leaves.
Chlorophyll grains? Leaves? There's a man not more than a mile from here who's been
Now
murdered.
calm yourself, my child. There is no such man and no such daughter. This has happened before. I've seen it. Helena has. A very few close friends have. Unfortunately, you have too. Mr. Williamson, do you think you'd still like to try an explanation of PSP?
Well, it's spooky in a way. By that I mean the scientific explanation of it. You see, we're all supposed to give off certain light and heat waves.
And what is it happens in the case of individuals who are emotionally stimulated, let us say, people in love?
Well, the theory has it that people in a very intense emotional state give off more highly concentrated waves.
Well, I just don't understand what chlorophyll and leaves and light waves have to do with a man being murdered.
You see, it's tied up with photosynthesis. And scientists aren't sure how that process really works. But with the unusual intensity of light, the cells of chlorophyll rearrange themselves and are forced to give off some of the excess carbohydrates in which there is an unusual amount of stored energy.
I'm not following this at all.
My dear, Helena speaks of you as having the patience of a saint. So, if you'd like me to telephone the deputies, I suggest you give your fiancé a chance to finish.
There isn't much more, Laurie. Just that the openings in the leaves, they're called stomates, tend to react like projectors. And through the magnification of additional oxygen are supposed to be able to relay an episode they once absorbed when they were in the receptive state, like film.
Are you talking about something like motion picture film?
Yes, Laurie, but he means something like a projector with a memory. A memory of blood in this case.
Well, it happens that chlorophyll is very much like hemoglobin, except that it contains magnesium instead of the iron found in blood.
Are you saying that what we saw was a motion picture? Nothing more?
Well, essentially, that's it. But when and where the original was recorded, we have no idea.
But there's a building. There's a cabin out there. And there's a man's body bleeding. Why don't you go and see for yourself if you don't believe us?
No, Laurie, there's nothing there.
Helena, you too?
Yes, as Mother said, I've seen it. Others have too. Around here, they call it the Enchanted Forest. But if you go out there again, you won't find a cabin or a man. Nothing. The police know all about it. They'll come and you'll just feel foolish.
I don't know what to think. It all seems so real.
Well, now, why don't we come back to the present and the truly real? Because I have the real pleasure of giving you our gift to celebrate your engagement.
It's a complete surprise. Even I don't know what it is.
Laurie, dear, it isn't that what we're giving you is expensive or valuable, but it is dear to us. We hope it will be your first family heirloom. Here it is. No pretty wrapping, but it seems too lovely a box to cover with silly paper.
Mother, I've never seen that box before.
Well, now, isn't it nice that I can still have some surprises for you?
That's a great-looking box, Mrs. Ralston. Those are roses painted on ivory, aren't they?
Oh, it's so beautiful. I feel as if I'm depriving you of something very special if I accepted it.
Oh, no. Please, take it. It's little enough, and you know what I think that box would be perfect for?
It already has its purpose, dear.
What I was going to say was that it would be the perfect place to keep a lock of your first baby's hair, wouldn't it?
I'm afraid it's going to stay empty for some time.
Oh, George, we don't know that. Not yet.
We will have to find you another container for that when the time comes. This box already has its occupant.
You mean there's something inside?
Well, look and see.
Go ahead, Laurie.
My heart's beating so loudly.
She's been like that all day, so excited. Darling, do you want me to open it?
No, I'm all right. Just let me take a deep breath. Oh, no.
Hey, that's the same.
Laurie? What's wrong? Mother?
Oh, it's this music!
Give me the box, Laurie.
And inside! Oh, the ring!
I got her.
Put her on the couch.
Yes. Laurie?
Mother, do something. Don't just stand there.
Eleanor, control yourself and get some water.
Oh, Laurie, my poor Laurie. Wake up.
Laurie? Come on a bit, honey. Darling?
She's trying to open her eyes.
Slowly, Laurie. It's me, George.
Oh, who? What happened?
Just passed out for a moment.
Here, give her this water.
Here, honey. Sip this slowly.
I don't need it. But did I really see it?
See what?
The ring.
Yes, I've got it.
What ring?
This ring. The same one. With the rose-colored stone.
Mother, how dare you? That's mine. You know what that ring means to me.
Oh, please take that thing away. I don't want to look at it.
Don't worry, you won't have to. Here, Mrs. Ralston, take it back. And I hope it isn't a sample of your sense of humor.
Just one moment, Mr. Williamson. I don't particularly appreciate your tone or your attitude. What do you mean by my sense of humor?
If you and your daughter know all about that axe murdering scene that we saw earlier, then you must have known about the ring.
What about it? It's mine.
That ring. It's just like that road sign you have on the highway.
Yes, the sign was copied from the design of the ring. It's been our family hallmark, so to speak, for generations.
Is that why the girl who killed her father did it? Because of that ring?
What do you mean?
She had it. She teased him with it while she sang that song. That same nursery rhyme in the box.
Oh, no. That couldn't be. That's my ring. She couldn't have had it.
Are you too sure you saw this ring?
That girl in the field. She dropped it when she ran away.
Then where is it now?
Well, George, you had it.
What? You sure? I thought you put it into your purse.
Well, I'll look.
Well, it isn't in any of my pockets.
No, and it's not here in my purse.
How could it be? There is only one ring, this ring. It's been in the Ralston family for generations. It was brought here by a Ralston early in the 18th century. And it has always belonged to the oldest child in each family.
In which case, it would be your daughter's, since you are a Ralston by marriage.
Yes, that would be so if it were true.
You're not going to tell them.
Well, why not? It's time that silly cloud you've been hiding behind was blown away.
Don't, Mother. Please, I beg you, don't.
Nonsense. I am a Ralston. That ring belongs to me. Helena's father died in the Southeast Asian War, shot down even before he knew I was going to have a child.
Mother, I hate you for this. I hate you.
Helena, don't say that to your own mother.
Why not? She's hated me ever since she learned that her father and I had never married. Imagine that in this day, a girl making such a fuss about legitimacy.
Stop it, Mother, please.
We don't have to hear any more, Mrs.
Oh,
Ralston.
yes, you do.
George, can't we get out of here quickly?
You can go whenever you like, Miss Thornton. But out of your friendship for Helena, you must take that ring with you.
No, I couldn't.
I won't let her. Give it to me.
Helena, what are you doing? The ring, she tore it out of my hand.
I've got it and no one will ever get it from me.
Let her go. She'll be back. And with the ring, she knows it's wrong for her to have taken it. Eventually, the ring must come to you, Laurie.
We don't want it.
But it will come to you. It can do you no harm. It's a silly superstition, but only Rostons is supposed to be vulnerable to the ring. And Laurie, if you are Helena's friend, as you say you are, you will take it.
But she wants it. She insists that it stay hers.
Only as an excuse.
Well, what sort of an excuse could the ring give her?
The excuse not to marry.
And why not?
She considers herself fated, ill-starred, if you will. You see, at one time, the superstition arose that if the firstborn was female, the ring would prevent her from marrying. It's high time that ring is out of Roston hands.
Why don't you just throw it away?
What with Helena carrying on as if possessed?
Well, we just do not want it. I'm sorry, but we must get back to the city.
Yes, it's a long drive, and we'd like to make it before dark.
I regret this has turned out to be so unpleasant, but then perhaps it couldn't have been avoided.
Perhaps. But it's over now. George, let's go. Oh, I can't get away fast enough.
I don't know what the speed limit is here, but whatever it is, we'll break it.
Helena, I order you to come out of your room at once. At once.
Mother, don't hurt her. She is my only friend. The only friend I have in the whole world.
Run from the ring. Run for your life. But without a ring, what's a husband or wife? Do you believe in reincarnation? Do you believe the dead return? We have to believe it, because here we are, the reincarnation of radio drama. We hope you'll keep us alive.
Hey friends, if you're enjoying Mystery Theater, if you're liking Mystery Theater, if you're loving Mystery Theater, and want to access ad-free full-length episodes instead of the multi-part version you're hearing now, you can subscribe to mysterytheater.substack.com. Again, that's mysterytheater.substack.com. You'll help keep us alive.
Come back tomorrow for Act 3.
Our cast included Glynis O'Connor, George Petrie, Sidney Walker, Elspeth Eric, Holland Taylor, and Carol Hilliard. The entire production was under the direction of Himan Brown. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
Car care expert Linda Clark joins us next hour. And